everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, where anything can happen, and it's just been one of those weeks. I am way behind on getting this video up. A lot of things have happened between last Friday, when I was supposed to have gone to a baby shower, and trying to get this video up. I recorded it 3 times. The 3rd time I couldn't upload it because we had thunderstorms, and then some of the information wasn't relevant anymore. So we're going to try this one more time and see if I can get this up and running for, hopefully you'll be seeing this on Wednesday morning. It's going to take me a couple of days to get this channel back in the groove, so bear with me. We are to have rain and thunderstorms from now through a week from tomorrow, next Thursday, and that's going to make getting videos uploaded a challenge. So if there are no videos, it's because I am dealing with thunderstorms, and any kind of heavy rain knocks out my internet. So we are getting our November rains about 2 weeks ahead of schedule, which really squares me for what we've got coming up for winter. But anyway, to the baby album. Did not get it completed. I was going to finish stuff up on Thursday and prepare to leave on Friday. And Thursday morning I went out to run errands that I needed to get done before I left, and I didn't have a car. My car wouldn't start. And I really did not want to push my truck with over 250,000 miles on it on a quick turnaround trip. I felt that was a little much for my car, or my truck rather. So I didn't push to finish the album in time to leave on Friday. My goal was to cut all the pages and then put the albums together at the hotel on Friday when I got in. Well, excuse me, I'm still battling with some sinus issues that have managed to bounce back in. And I want to get all the embellishment stuff off my table so I can cut my pages. So hopefully I can get the album uploaded either this Friday or next Monday, and that's all going to be weather dependent. So, but I wanted to show you the elements that I made, and I realized in doing this video last 2 times that I am missing an element. Part of an element. I've got part of the element, but not all of it. This is for the October, One More Time October Stash Buster Junk Journal Challenge with Dear Julie. And we were to use things, our elements and our tags were spelled out with the word Stash Buster. So we're to do a tag and an embellishment for each one of the letters. S for scraps, T for tags, A for any paper collection, S for strips of paper, H for hoarded item, B for book pages, and you're going to love that one, U for unused envelopes, S for stickers, T for tools, E for embellishments made from scraps, and R for a recycle pile. Now, I'm going to start with the scraps, and I really had a blast doing this one. I did this element last because as I made all the other elements, remember I did these in sets of 2. I had to do one for one baby album and one for another baby album. So as I did a tag and an embellishment for one album, I took the scraps and put it in a pile. And then the one that I did for when I duplicated it, I put those scraps in another pile. So I had duplicate piles of scraps to make the scrap element with. And what I did was, out of all my scraps, I took and punched out 1-inch square elements, or 1-inch square pieces of paper, and glued them onto a sheet of paper 7 by 9, and did the stitching around each of the squares to simulate a sewn patchwork quilt. And then this is what I used this in other elements as well, but this is the scrap element that I did. I did a tag, and I added one of my stickers from the Recollections collection, and you'll see another one of these stickers when we do the sticker element. And some bling. This is all Dollar Tree bling. And then this is a, trying to get a hold of one. This is a party favor that goes in the top of your treats at a baby shower. And I got these, they're 15 to a pack in pastel colors at Dollar Tree, and I just snapped that off. And then I took a little sandpaper and buff to make sure there was nothing rough there, and I glued it to the center with a scrap of paper lace trim that I had. And that is my scraps, tag, and element. Okay, Then we had tags, and I used the HGTV paint chip. This particular one is Marshmallow. And all of my reinforcers were punched from scraps. And in a minute, you're going to see, I think it's the last element, you will see what I did with the centers that I punched out of those reinforcers. Piece of pattern paper. And then this is punched out from a Project Life card using my ticket punch. And then I added this other little tag. And I brought in some of my scrapbook paper for journaling on the back side. That's my tag. And then this is my element. It's an even smaller tag with the center punched out of a mini cupcake liner. And you're going to see what I did with these in a little bit. And while that wasn't stash, it was an element that I had in my head that I wanted to make. So when I had to punch the circles out of those to make the one element that I'll show you, I made use of the paper punch outs. Scrap of lace. And so that's my tag and element for tags. Any paper collection, I used a wide variety of what I did was I went through all my paper collections and I pulled out any pinks that I thought would work. And so I have a variety of paper collections. I can't remember what these two came from. This is from this, and this is from Die Cuts with a View. Sweet something. It's all about baking and cupcakes and cookies and all that fun stuff. And this embellishment base is a Project Life card. And there were more than one of them. There were like 5 or 6 of this one in the kit. So I took 2 of them, and one of them I punched this out because that's what's underneath, and I raised it up on a dimensional dot and a scrap of lace. And that is my any paper collection. Then I had strips of paper, and from a lot of those same paper collections, I just glued strips of paper and a pattern onto a blank tag. Now I have a bunch of these cut from manila file folders just waiting to be made into tags. And that's what I used for a majority of my tags. Some rose ribbon trim from Hobby Lobby. And there's some more of that punch out there. And then just a square embellishment. Hoarded Item. This one was one of my favorites to do because one of my hoarded items, one of my most hoarded items is my fiber drawer. I have over 300 different fibers just in 2 drawers, and that doesn't count what is still on spools, so fibers, ribbons, those kind of trims. And I took a 4x6 Project Life card, cut it in half, and then I run a strip of tear and tape down either side so when I brought my ribbon or my yarns around, it would stay in place. And then when I had it secured down, I just cut the excess ribbon out of the way to eliminate some of the bulk here. And then added a piece of plain pink cardstock to journal on. And this again is cut from another Project Life card using my ticket punch. And it formed a pocket for my tag from the same thing, another 4x6 Project Life card that I cut in half, backed it with Die Cuts with a View Essentials paper pad in pink, and added some more of that rose trim. And that is my hoarded item. Now, book pages. Whenever as junk journalists we think book pages, we think of books that we read. Well, I wanted pink and I wanted white, and it's so hard to find reading type books with white pages. So I pulled out the Stress Less Coloring Mandalas, and I found a couple of patterns that I liked, and I colored them. There's one of them, and here is the other one, so that I didn't make the book embellishments identical any more than I had to. And so this one's got lots of dark and light pink, this one's got more of the dark and light pink, and I brought in some of the gray. And then the embellishment, this is cut from one of my die cuts. I can't at the moment tell you what it's from. I stamped Cutie from this stamp set that I got with a Project Life set. And I've also used the word sweetheart on another one. And I added a paper rose. Now these paper roses are really easy to do. I used my one I want to say my 1 1/8 scallop punch. And I punched out like 5 flowers for 5 circles out of the coloring page. And then I poked a hole in the center and pressed a brad. And then I just fluffed it up and made a flower. Kind of like Julie's messy flowers, but I stacked everything together first and secured it with a brad. And then I set them in my mister box and I misted them with a couple of pink and champagne tones of angel mist. And so that is my book pages. So next time you gotta do book pages, don't think about just reading pages. Okay, unused envelopes. I used 2 sizes, one for the tag and one for the envelope. Switch that around. These are 2 different sizes of cards from the Paper Studio. I secured, cut the envelope in half, and I secured it and glued it. Put some more of that journaling paper on the back. This is punched from another Project Life card, and it's actually part of this one that I cut in half, and then punched this little piece out to make the tab for this. And then this one, so this one is solid, and then this envelope will will glue onto a page and provide a tuck spot and a flip. So that is unused envelopes. Stickers. This is my tag. I punched hearts out of the rose glimmer paper from Stampin' Up, and I added the other sticker that I have off of that Recollections collection. This was some of that paper that I bought on the Paper Stash, and then just put some white notebook paper on the back. And then my other sticker is my embellishment, and I took, if I can get a whole one here. When you use paper liners and want to flatten them out, they don't flatten out really well and stay. So what I did was I used the 1-inch circle punch and punched the center out and got this. And then I glued it down to a 1 1/4 inch circle of pink cardstock so that it would give it some stability. This and the small heart are both cut from the retired pink ribbon stamp set from Stampin' Up! From last year. So I made the sticker with the heart and the sticker with the flower. And then this is the word months printed using my word processing program and printed on vellum, backed by pink. And then this is a flinch card. I printed these out at the size just above wallet on your printer settings. And so I had to have 12 months for each book, so I had to make 24 of these. And that was a little time consuming, but it's going to be so worth it when this book comes together. Then we had tools. Now, this one confuses me because my tools was my Happy Planner punches. I've always wanted these, wouldn't spend the money on them. They came up on clearance, and I bought both sizes, and I had never used them. I've had them almost a year, and I hadn't used them, so I decided that's what I was going to do this for. So I used this one to cut out from another one of those Project Life cards. I backed it with some paper lace trim that I had left. This was punched from that quilted paper, a little scrap of that book, and that one I figured out. But this one, I think I got so excited about putting this one together that I forgot to do the big one. So I'm going to go back and do this big one, so I will have completed the challenge. But I somehow, somewhere, came up with this tag that does not fit that. Not sure where it goes, but it's made from a Project Life card, the heart from the glitter paper, and another piece of Project Life. So that's the tools. Embellishments made from scraps. So here are more of those center punch outs. And I had to actually get another package of those pink cups so that I had enough to do this embellishment for both albums. I had enough to do one, but not two. And then I've added a bling in the center. This is punched from a Project Life card of something else I was cutting apart. I think it was from off of this one here. And then a scrap of the lace, pieces of the papers left over from other projects, and then backed with some more of that paper from Die Cuts with a View Essentials paper pad. And that's where I kind of filtered in the gray. added another one of those flowers to a scrap of lace and a scrap of the glitter paper on another one of those die cuts. So that was my embellishments made from scraps. And then we have the last one, R for Recycle Pile. Both of the elements were made from one package using the, and I'm going to take this out so you don't have the glare of the plastic here. Really quick. I'm stuck. It's a package of those key tags from Dollar Tree. This part, I cut this part off and it became part of the element, and then I used the base part for the tag, and I also used this for the element, and you'll see that in a minute. Remember when we did the paper haul, I realized that when I bought these, I thought I'd bought 2 packages, but one of the packages was empty. So I used this as a template to cut out 2 of the onesies from my paper pack. I added another one of those. I punched a heart from that that first scraps page. This paper I've used in trims throughout, and more of that paper. And that's my tag. And here's my element. I took the plastic and inserted a Project Life card. And then I added all sorts of little bits of bling and sequins. And these solid dots here are all the punch outs from all those tags. Every time I punch it out, I'd put all the one for Book Baby 1 and all the one for Baby Book 2 in the other pile. So they've got their own punch outs from their own tags. I know, it's OCD, shoot me. And then I have these little new baby charms that I got. I don't know, I've had them for a while in my kit, but I believe I got them from Dollar Tree years ago. And then this got turned into, this part got turned into this flip, covered in that pattern paper. And then again, I punched out a heart from the scrap from that 7x9 sheet of quilted paper. And then I sealed it good on the back with tear tape. And that is my embellishment for the recycle pile. Now, I don't know what we're going to be doing for November. I think I'm probably going to be backtracking and doing my October daily album for this year. I've been saving my pictures and keeping them on my phone. I'm going to move them to a file so I can do those and get those done. I know some of the people in Julie's group are going to be doing thankfulness journals. As soon as she releases the link for that, I will put that up. We will do that on November 1st, I believe. So wherever my video falls following November 1st, I will put the link up for that in my videos. I think that's it. As I said, I don't know how things are going to roll this week with all the rain we've got coming in and how substantial my internet is going to be. And I'm trying to finish up a marketing class. I've got till Thursday to finish that. And then I want to finish getting all this stuff cleared off my work table so I can start playing with something besides baby pink. Thanks for joining me in the studio this week. Please be patient. If I'm not up and about, I will be back just as soon as I can. In the meantime, find time to play and create blessings.